Hi friends, this is Nancy with Nancy's Hooked on Crochet. I've been busy crocheting as well as babysitting, and I have a bunch of things made, and I figured I better make a video. So I'd like to thank everybody that's new as well as anybody that's come back again and again. And I hope you like things I make and you'll continue to visit my channel as well as subscribe. So this is what's going on. Of course, we're all stuck in the house a lot. I still go to the store a little bit and I wear my mask. But other than that, we're staying in. I'm babysitting because there's no daycare for the baby, my grandbaby. So I'm watching him 5 days a week from like 8:30 to 1:30. And that keeps me busy. So I don't crochet when he's around, but sometimes I get a little crocheting in the morning. I get up early to have my coffee, get up like 7:30, so I can have some coffee and maybe I'll crochet a row or two as well as, I could crochet in the afternoon. So I am doing a little more crocheting because I'm in more, because I'm trying to stay in here and there. I did make a couple of shawls and I made a few other things. I I hope everybody's doing well, actually. I hope your families are okay, and I'm sorry if you're having hardship. All my children are basically, except for the one, are working at home. One of my sons works in a hospital, so he doesn't actually go into patients' rooms, but he does sometimes go on the floors. And we hope that he'll stay safe, not get sick and everything. But he does work in a hospital that has patients in it. New York seems to have, like, I'm from New York, and my other sons, so far so good. They're working at home and they're well. But I have heard from other friends from my prior church in New York about people that they're related to have passed away. So that's very sad. So I hope, we get through this and, I hope nobody, loses anybody in their family and just stay well. This is really different. My parents never seen anything like this. Anyway, so I did attempt to make some masks. I wasn't going to make any masks. Some of the groups I'm in are really anti-mask because really the crocheted mask, I don't know how much protection they give because of the holes, but I did follow a pattern from Jonah's Hands and I kind of tweaked it a little bit. And I made it. My husband was excited at first, but he didn't like it. He said it was too hot. And I'll show you one that I have, but I sent some to the kids in New York, so they were happy to get them. We'll see after they wear them a few times. Because when Jonah was making his mask, it was a size 3 cotton yarn. And all I had was a size 4 cotton yarn. So, this is the one I kept for myself. And he put in a thing so you could put the filter in. So I have to add a couple of strings so I could put something in between. It is like fuzzy and it's very, very hot here in Florida. It's something like, it's been like in the 90s. It's really been hot. We did have a little rain recently and we really needed it. So I sent a friend of mine one and then I sent some to my sons and his girlfriend. And then I gave some to my other son and his wife. And I don't know. They've tried wearing them, but I have some masks from when I show you what I have. I have this, like a regular mask. What happened was I had surgery a year and a half ago on my heart. So a little before that, I was babysitting. The baby had a bad cold, and I had my surgery coming up. So I wore a mask because I thought maybe it would help me from not getting sick, as well as I was washing my hands. At that time, I had bought the masks, and I bought some of the anti, hand sanitizer. I had bought some of that, so I had some in the house. So I probably wouldn't have had any if I didn't have it on hand. So I didn't end up having my surgery at that time when he was sick and all that. And I actually caught a cold, and then it was postponed for like the next month. But I only used a few of them. So I had a box. I can't remember how many. I think 20 were in the box. So I gave some to my son and my daughter-in-law. But they still wanted to try the crocheted ones. But I think in Florida, they're just too hot. And like, they're not really, they're just, you're covering your face. It's better than nothing. And over here, you have to wear them in order to go into the supermarket, like into Walmart or Publix, like whatever store is open. There's a sign that, not every store, I think, but yeah, I think it's every store that Broward County has to have, you have to wear a mask. So, you know, otherwise, I'm not going to wear it at home. I'm not going to wear it while I drive. And and I was wearing the gloves, but then what happened was, anyway, what happened was, you go in one store and they say you shouldn't bring it back in the car, but then I might stop into one other place and whatever. So I'm not wearing, I just use the hand sanitizer when I get in the car. And that's all. All right, enough of that talk. I'll just talk about some nice things. I hope you're not annoyed with me. Okay, well, I did make a few hats. There's that the thing with the bullying, hat not hate, and I figured I'd make a few hats, and I won't put them on, but I did blue hats, and I think this is, of course, the divine hat, and this is I think I took the tutorial from Bag of Day Crochet for the blue hats, and this one I kind of tweaked it myself. I kind of did a little bit of this one, and I don't know, I just kind of experimented. It looks good, and I used 2 shades. It looks a little big, but I think it's okay. I made 5 altogether. There's one more. I think this is also I followed Bag of Day Crochet's like hat pattern. So I'm getting better at hats. No complaints. All right, then Rose with Rose Likes Crochet is doing something for wings. It has to do with domestic violence, and she was requesting that some people, if they'd like, they could donate to her some 6-inch granny squares, and I decided to make some squares, and they weren't really coming out to be 6 inches, so I'm trying to tweak it. I think I got them to be 6 inches. I found this tutorial. Now I'll have to look it up to put it in. I like it. This is only 3 rounds, and then I just did the outside, and I think it's pretty. I mean, I don't want to be sewing in 10,000 ends. So I got a pink one. I did a bunch of yellow. I was also thinking about possibly making a pocketbook out of something like this, but I could always make more, and I have some leftover yarns. So I did a bunch. And these I made too big. She was saying 6-inch or 12-inch. So either I go bigger or I just don't send her these. And then I had some more started, but I didn't finish them. I did red circles and orange. I have a lot of orange yarn. So I did some red and orange circles. This one looks orange when I'm holding it up. This is the orange. This is red. It looks doesn't look red when I'm looking at it on the screen. So that's what I did. I like it. It's like little puff stitches. I mean, I don't have a granddaughter, and I don't really need a big blanket because I'm in Florida. Okay, let me see. I did make these shawls. I'll show you what I did. Okay. This one, it's called Diamond Lace Shawl. me just tilt the camera. Now you can't see the bottom. I found a tutorial from Fiber Spider. I've seen it before, but one day somebody posted a picture of the shawl in a group. And I said, you know, she said it was easy, and I thought it looked a lot better in her picture. Maybe she did it. He did a similar color. I use shawl on a ball, and it doesn't have the sparkle in it. It's just kind of like gray tones and a little bit that looks like black. There's like a little black down here. So that's one. So I'll add that. I'll add that to the bottom, you know, the description after I upload it. Okay, in case you're interested in it. Well, it wasn't that difficult, but you really can't make a mistake, because I kind of almost made a mistake and then I fixed it. And that yarn is a little bit difficult to frog because it's kind of fuzzy. So then one day I was watching Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter, and she had made a kind of a simple shawl. I don't know which one it was, but she put the border on this other shawl I had done at one time. It was a shawl that Krista from the Secret Yarnery did a tutorial, but it wasn't her design. It was called Eugenia shawl and had charts to it. I liked the shawl. I just felt like doing something easy for the shawl, but I really loved the border. And she did that. She took a shawl that was kind of easy and she added the border because the border is so pretty. Also, you can't make a mistake. I had to like frog out a row and a half. I had made some little mistake because it's a 7-row border. I'll show you. And this one is a mandala cake that I had with like pinks and blues. And you can see the border. I mean, see the bottom. It's just a granny shawl. And I also followed a tutorial from Fiber Spider. Let me move my chair. Came out really big, which I like that. I like my shawls on the big side. I love this. See? I love the border. I would do this again. I would do an easy shawl again and just do this border. It was really fun. And I don't remember the name of it. I think it was Unicorn. Because I have a ton of it. I found it on clearance at Walmart for $1 a while back, like in the summer. And I hadn't used it. I mean, I have it. I put up more yarn for you to see with the shoe rack. You can't fit any cakes in that though. So all my cakes are in the other closet in the other room. I have like drawers in there. So I have a lot of yarn that you can't see. This is what fits here. This is some of the yarn. This is one of the yarns I got when I went to AC Moore. I don't remember exactly what I paid. This is a baby yarn. I wonder if you could use it. It's called Jamboree. And it's Stitch Studio by Nicole Fanfare, Storybook. And it's really soft. I don't know if you could. It's a number 3 yarn. And yeah, I paid 40 cents and I got a whole load of them. I went back. One day I paid more, I think. One time I had gotten 50% off. But I hadn't shown you much of the yarn that I had purchased. So if somebody's having a baby girl, unless I use that, I don't know if that would be good for a shawl because it's not I'm not sure how the stripes are. It's got a lot of pretty colors. Maybe I could do a shawl out of it. And I found this also. It's also Stitch Studio by Nicole, Storybook Lullaby. And I have 4 of them. And I think I could, it's like a silver color. Koala gray. And I could probably make a shawl out of this. I like the color. It's a gray silver color. So I like making shawls. I do make blankets sometimes. I don't remember what I paid for that one. Well, I've got 3 receipts. But it definitely was probably like 50 cents or something. And then I got this Stitch Studio by Nicole bamboo when on the clearance. I went on the last few days. It was right before all the stores were closing. They were going out of business. And it went down to like 75% off, and then if you bought so many items, you could get like another 50% off. So this one's called Aqua, and it's bamboo, and I never tried bamboo. It's a number 3. And I mean, I do have a friend of mine's daughter is having a baby, so I mean, I still like to, I know it's a boy, so I kind of would like to make her something blue, but I was thinking about using this yarn because it's good yarn, and it's bamboo. So what do you think? Should I make the boy the aqua, or should I use, like, I bought some Karen Simply Soft in blue, like a baby blue. I never really made like a baby sweater, but we're in Florida and it's hot. So I don't know if it's a good idea. But these are just a few of the things that I got on clearance. And, you know, I only paid like pennies on the dollar. I want to show you another one. Here is it. Oh, it's this side. I got some of each of these. I never heard of it before. Premier Muir Woods. And it's acrylic. And it's, you know, got different kind of browns. This one's a little different. Oh. One's called Spotted Owl. I mean, in the picture, she's wearing a hat. Looks like it's knitted too. It's real pretty. Be good for the fall. We're heading into some of them. And this one's called Chipmunk. Very cute name. I didn't even look at the names. So I got a bunch. One of them I have more of this one and I have less of this one. But I don't know what I'm going to make with it. It's going to sit in the closet till I get around to it. You know, I can only knock out one decent project. I could do hats. You know, I could do a hat a day. This is stuck. Did get some of this. I got a couple of these. It's called Rust. It doesn't look like rust. It looks like pink. And it's the Hygge, the Red Hot Hygge, and it's super soft and fuzzy. So I already made one of the blue hats is Hygge, this one. And I got it also on sale at the AC Mall when it was closing like a month ago. And I don't know. I'll figure out something to do with this. I have leftover of that. I might do like a hat and a cowl and then like make it pink and blue. Because I only have one of each. That's all they had. So I mean, I grabbed up whatever I thought I could use. I have some other yarn, but you know, it's all stuffed in the closet. But I pulled out a few for you to see. And I also got lucky and I found some of these. I haven't attempted it yet. I have some in a different. I got a deal. I don't remember what I paid now, but it was like pennies on the dollar. The lighted hooks. I have some, but these are bigger. This one has a 5.5, 6, and a 6.5, and the other ones I have are smaller. So I'll have to give one of these a whirl. Sometimes you have those dark yarns and you just need help. I have this lamp here that I use that helps a lot. because I did do a black shawl recently. Anyway, I hope, oh here, wait, I want to show you what I'm making right now. I mean, besides the granny squares that I have more I want to do, but okay, I'm making this shawl. I did one before, and I had gotten the this yarn on sale, the Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the teal. I think it's called teal. Yeah, it's teal profundo. No, deep teal. Actually, that's another language. Deep teal. Okay. I guess they decided to discontinue it. So I've made this shawl once before in purple, and I have it here to show you. And I had followed a tutorial, and at the time, I had to write notes, and then she even made a mistake on. I like her stuff, that Lenzia. She makes really nice stuff, and it looks like falling leaves. But she didn't have a written pattern, and I struggled with it the first time. It's almost a year ago that I made it, but I did it in purple. But this is the deep teal. Kind of like the idea of leaves being like a greenish color. I really like how it looks. You know, it's the wrap type, so you're not going to get it the point. But I'll show you the purple one. One sec. Still, and this one I used the Mainstays yarn, and it's really soft now. I don't know if it got softer or it stretched, because it seems like it's bigger now. See? But this I made a while ago, and I always wanted to do another one. I kept this one for myself. See? So I actually found a different tutorial with the same, same pattern, except for it was slightly different. And I'll put the tutorial in the description box because I don't remember the name of the channel. But she didn't talk the whole thing. She just, like, she printed it, like, on the screen. So I took notes. So I'll show you it has a 4-row repeat. So I have it all written out. So, like, this is row 1. You can't see really. Here's my notes. Row 1. And then it repeats row 2 to row 5. So it's 2, 3, 4. So it's a 4-row repeat. So I have it all written down. 5 pages worth. Oh no, 6 pages. Yeah. Anyway, it seems like it's going easier than last time. It's still a lot of work. You know, it's not the same every row. It's not one of those kind of patterns where you just, knock it off. You know, like the granny one. The granny one, you do 1 or 2 rows and that's it. You're just repeating, which can get boring. So I had started the granny one. I didn't hang it back up. At the same time, I finished the gray one first, and then I posted it on my Instagram, and I posted it in a few groups, and then I just didn't get around to making the video to show it to you. But I hope you like everything I made, and I hope you'll subscribe and you'll come back. That's all, and I've missed you. I've just been tired at night and busy. I don't know how some people make videos every day. It's difficult. But I hope you enjoyed my my content. And I'm gonna clean up and get back to crocheting. So I love you all, and I hope that you'll visit me again. And if you could like my video or subscribe or tell me, comment, it'd be really appreciated. And I'll be back soon as I get a few things made. Okay? Well, you have a great day. Bye.